Hello, UCCS alumni and friends. We're so excited to have you here today for the latest installment of our 5 Things You Need to Know, where we bring faculty and staff to you to talk about their latest work or research or the work that's going on campus. I want to mention quickly that we do have other sessions of 5 Things You Need to Know housed on our alumni website and more to come in the coming weeks. So as usual, stay tuned to your email. Today, we're very excited to have with us the new Dean of the College of Business, Dr. Karen Markel. She came to us from the University of Alaska, Anchorage, and she's going to tell you more about her background in just a second. Before we dive in, though, I want to make sure everyone knows that we will answer questions later in the session this morning. So feel free to get questions posted in the chat, queued up, and we'll get to those after we run through 5 questions with her. So with no further ado, Dean Markel, could you get us started with more of an introduction of yourself?
Sure. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I'm super excited to be here and be the new Dean of the College of Business at UCCS. And I'm really looking forward to sharing ways that our alumni can engage with the college today. So just a bit of background for me. I grew up in Buffalo, New York, upstate New York, but I spent most of my academic career at Oakland University in Southeast Michigan, a suburb of Detroit, where then I headed to Anchorage, Alaska. So I come to you from a variety of locations and experiences. I love 4 seasons. And so Colorado Springs is really just a great location as well as for the university. So just going back a little bit to business, you know, as the Springs area continues to grow, I really want the College of Business to be a resource for the community. We're developing the next generation of business professionals, and it's imperative that our students earn relevant degrees in fields that meet the needs of our local industries. So, you know, I really look forward to our conversation today. My hope is that we can continue to work together to ensure that our programs are aligned with the business community needs and continue to deliver forward-thinking, innovative, and successful graduates to work in organizations in the area. And these goals will be accomplished in collaboration with the community. So I've already met numerous community members in my short time here, and I look forward to working and meeting more, and obviously we have so many alumni in our community.
Yeah, that is such a great thing about UCCS is our alumni stay in the community, work in the community, volunteer, raise families, our community members, and it's just such a great thing about UCCS. I had to laugh about your comment about 4 seasons in moving here. You're getting a lot of Colorado summer.
Yes, yes. Well, the summer in Alaska was pretty short. So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, let's get rolling. As advertised, we have 5 questions for you. And let's start first with how alumni and friends, whether in the College of Business or throughout the UCCS alumni community, can get involved with the college in the area of communications.
So we have a great communication team specifically devoted to the college. So I feel very spoiled in that regard. We have an alumni newsletter, the Dwyer Inquirer. So if you're not already on that distribution list, make sure you get on that distribution list. You can follow us on social media, whether that's Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Again, we are out there in all of those communication modes. And then make sure you're on our email distribution list, because one of the things that I really want to be doing, especially now with our remote work environment, is to be more deliberate in our communications. We have to, you know, I'm not going to be out in the community as much as you would see me right now, given that we really don't have a lot of events going on. So make sure you're opting in to receive our emails. and looking at the College of Business website. There's a lot of information there as well, whether you're looking for another degree program or other types of activities, the Economic Forum. There's all types of news and information. So we frequently share College of Business events and updates on all of these different platforms. So I encourage you to sign up or follow if you're not already.
Some of us, and including alumni, got to know you before you even arrived in Colorado with your social media video series, right. Move. Maybe share a highlight with us about that, as you kept us updated as you were moving from Alaska.
Right. So we, in talking to my communication team, I thought it might be fun, since I was coming from Alaska and moving in a pandemic, which not everybody gets to do, was to describe a little bit about that experience. So my first video, if you hadn't seen it, was shot at Beluga Point, right outside of Anchorage, in the most picturesque, beautiful area. And then I had a few more videos that I shot as my start date officially got closer. Everything from a photo at the airport next to this huge moose that is in the Anchorage airport to some adventures once I got and spent a few weeks in Denver. So it's been very fun. And like I said, I'm really trying to leverage our communication outlets in getting the word out, not just my activities, but also the college activities.
Well, I enjoyed getting to know you with that series and seeing you on social media. So as you said, if you're not following College of Business social media, do so, and our main alumni social media as well. All right, question number 2. Tell us more about how alumni and friends can volunteer and be involved that way with the college.
Well, all you have to do is raise your hand and we will find a need for you. We have a relatively new career professional readiness program called ROAR, which all of our undergraduate students take part in. And it's a nice complement to the academic programs that students are going through. And it's really about career exploration, making sure our students have a polished resume, a mock interview, and a really important culminating experience in this ROAR program is in what we call the 3rd phase of the program, where students are paired with a professional mentor. So we're really looking for, we need a lot of mentors because of the volume of students that we're trying to pair. So that's a very easy ask, and we really support you in that relationship. So we're really trying to build a database of a lot of alumni and community members who can be our mentors. It's a nominal commitment of, it's really at least, I think, 4 to 6 hours through a semester, but maybe one semester you can do it, another semester you can't. But we're just trying to build our network, as well as just have different outlets and professionals for students to engage with. As we all know, many of you are probably already in jobs that you didn't even think about when you were pursuing your undergraduate or graduate degree. And we really want students to understand the types of opportunities that our community members hold and the opportunities moving forward. Another great way is offering internships for our students through the Career Development Center. And internships are a little challenging right now. A lot of people are working remotely, and so you're thinking, how could I even take on an internship or support a student given our remote work? But you still can, and our students are really used to working remotely right now. They're taking classes remotely, so it's a format that they're very familiar with. However, if you might have a project that you think isn't really a semester long, we're seeing employers want to do what we're calling micro internships, which are just very project specific. Maybe it's just a few weeks or a specific task. So that's another way that you could sort of offer a different type of internship reflective of our current environment. You could participate as a cybersecurity organization or mentor in the new Colorado Cybersecurity Apprenticeship Program. We have a big grant from the Department of Labor, and we're looking for cybersecurity partners, employers, to help with that apprenticeship program. There's also boards for each college department. There's the College of Business Alumni Leadership Team. I'm working on building my strategic development board. And if you can't, have a formal commitment, we always want folks to come in and simply be a guest lecturer. And right now, remotely, we're having a lot of people engage in our remote classrooms as guest lecturers. So don't let our virtual environment stand in your way of engaging with students and volunteering.
It's exciting to hear all the ways that alumni and friends can continue to be involved with the college even remotely. And in some ways, as you said, being a guest lecturer is in some ways easier. If you can work in the time zone and get the link you need, then you're set. What, if any of these sparked interest for anyone watching, what's the best way for them to connect with the college? Through the website, to email? Is there an email?
There's a ton of information on the website. So depending on, you could go right to the Career Development Center and send an email, and they will make sure that you get sort of pointed in the right direction.
Nice. All right. Our next question. Tell us a little more how alumni and friends can be connected with the college in the experiential learning and events space.
Sure. So there's many events we host throughout the year that give our alumni opportunities to engage with the College of Business. So everything from Career Networking Night, which we are still holding and doing virtually, and that's obviously a great way if you have employment needs to connect with our students. Each spring we have the Lifetime Entrepreneurship Award Luncheon, which we have on the calendar for May 2021. There's the UCCS Economic Forum that will be held in September virtually. The Daniels Fund Ethics Initiative Lunch and Learn series. Again, we're doing all of these things just in a different format. I know our alumni coordinator is planning several networking events, and we're figuring out, again, what those are going to look like. And there's also, you can see on the Colorado Springs Business Journal Research Corner, there's also a description of ways to connect for different events. So we have a feature every month in the Colorado Springs Business Journal.
That's excellent. Philanthropy is a next topic area. And this spring, UCCS really, and our alumni and friend donors worked hard to support students during the transition. There are many, many needs philanthropically at UCCS. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that, and especially the power of community giving, and that gifts of any kind make a difference at any time. But tell us about that as it relates to the college.
Sure. So we are very fortunate in that we already have numerous ways to support students through scholarships and other types of discretionary funds that we can help if students say, they often come to the dean or their department chair and say, I'd like to present my research at a conference or do something innovative, or maybe go to a regional competition, a case competition. And so those are ways that you can support students, either in the more traditional, helping them with their tuition, or helping them support them through other experiences, which really add to their overall academic experience. We also have partnerships with the College of Business Career Development Center. So those are ways that we support. It's through the ROAR program, we're able to maybe get additional technology provide additional events to help with career readiness. You can sponsor or attend the UCCS Economic Forum, and also attend the Lifetime and sponsor the Lifetime Entrepreneurship Award Luncheon. So often those philanthropic gifts allow the college to support additional activities outside of the traditional curriculum. It can help also with faculty and staff professional development. And, you know, right now, obviously, everybody is in sort of an economically challenging environment, but those contributions can really help us continue to support our students, faculty, and staff.
Yeah, and we know that we talk a lot about gifts of any size make a difference. The collective impact of all gifts really make a difference.
Definitely, definitely.
All right, are you ready for the last question?
I'm ready.
Then we'll go to our chat questions. Which
okay.
Tell us a little bit about what you see as a silver lining or some of the lemonade that some of us are experiencing in this pandemic. I can't hardly remember what life was like before, but I know that I certainly have found some silver linings even in these challenging times. What is that like for you?
Well, you know, I'll talk personally and professionally, right? So, you know, as I mentioned, moving in a pandemic posed its own challenges. And as we're all home and together with our families, having, you know, quality family time, right? More than we could have ever asked for. I moved here with my family, 2 teenage daughters, my spouse, and we're getting even more extra quality family time. And I mean that in a good way, in that my oldest daughter graduated high school and is attending UCCS. I have a younger daughter who started remote school this week, and we're all in this together. Ups and downs, you know, we've had some really silly laughs, and we're navigating and learning the community and the area together. So it's brought us closer for sure. And then professionally, you know, these are really unprecedented times. There's nothing any of us learned in, whether it's business school or, you know, in any of the books we've read about navigating a pandemic, right? And a health pandemic as well. And so I've tried to say to myself, you know, I've gotten much more comfortable with uncertainty, you know, managing change. We never know what tomorrow is going to bring. We rolled out, you know, the students returning to campus this week, and really, since I started June 1st to this week, so much has changed and evolved, and we're all just kind of grateful and thankful that we're getting through the day, perhaps thinking about tomorrow, but also I think really appreciating the small stuff, right? So knowing that we all have food on the table, that ideally if we're healthy, those are the things that are really important. And that's really the silver lining. It doesn't mean that we don't have our days, for certain, but I think in the big picture, if we all have our health and our family, those are the things we can be grateful for.
Yeah, that gratitude part's so important.
Right.
I love your comment about decision making too, because I have found that too. I think we've all learned a whole new ways of making decisions, because we're forced to make decisions in different ways more quickly now, I think,
right,
personally and professionally.
Right. And we're hoping they're the right decisions.
Right.
But the world is changing. There's so much out of our control that we're really all just trying to do the best that we can.
And was it wonderful to see students on campus this week?
Oh, I've been saying to faculty that, you know, if you have opportunities for me to meet students, please feel free to include me. So I was able, on Sunday, I met our new group of golf management students, which was awesome. We were all in a room together safely, but it was just nice to meet them, learn where they were from, their excitement. That excitement of students on campus is really why we're all here, and it's nice to see them.
Well, we've got a few questions that have come in, and we have some time, so I'm going to go to the chat. And again, if you are watching now, please put a question for the dean in the chat, and we have time to get to a few of those. You touched on this, but I think there's an opportunity to say a little more about the best ways for alumni who are not located in the Colorado Springs area to get involved with the college.
Sure. Well, I think, today's environment, you could still be a mentor virtually. And so I think if you have those opportunities or you're interested, as well as even the guest lecturers, there's always opportunities to engage philanthropically. So if there's, passions that you have to engage, recruiting our students, we are doing a virtual career networking night. So I think, given our format right now, there's all of those opportunities that I mentioned, they're ripe for the taking regardless. If you are a community member that wants to get involved perhaps more at a strategic level, we have members serving on boards that aren't necessarily located in Colorado Springs as well. So I think, again, a silver lining in all this is that you can engage whether you're in Colorado Springs or not.
And that's true for this series, certainly. You can be
Right.
over the world and watch now. All right, here's one that has come in. When will UCCS have a doctoral business program?
That is an awesome question, because we are actually rolling out in fall of 2021 an executive doctorate in business administration with an emphasis on cybersecurity. So that's sort of the first concentration in this area with what we're calling the EDBA. So we will be starting to recruit students in the spring, and then we will be exploring other tracks outside of cybersecurity with the Executive Doctorate in Business Administration.
So stay tuned and watch your website for more information.
Exactly. We're literally having the curriculum and rollout conversations momentarily.
All right. Here's another one. How is the College of Business supporting the local business and community during the pandemic?
Well, on our website, we've partnered with our community organizations such as the Small Business Development Center and the Chamber of Commerce to identify ways that we can all help businesses manage during these challenging times. So we decided we weren't going to reinvent the wheel. And there's so many great community partners already doing so much that we are really going to be a conduit for those resources.
A clearinghouse.
Correct. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I like that concept.
Yeah.
Here's another one. How do you see business schools changing and pivoting as a result of the pandemic, or if at all?
Well, I think this has taught everybody in higher education that we have to rethink how we're doing what we're doing. And so as a new dean, I come in here with a fresh perspective and have already maybe identified a few things that we should revisit. I mean, as an AACSB accredited school, one of the things and the metrics that we have to report on is our ability to innovate. And so we're kind of accountable for the innovation that we're doing. So I think I am going to be asking the college to consider this fall, what do we want to look like? We'll be working on a new strategic plan for the College of Business. And what has this experience taught us about how and what we're delivering, and perhaps what we want to deliver down the road in terms of programs, experiences, opportunities for our students.
All right, I think we have time for one more, if you're game.
I'm game.
All right. How can alumni use their industry experience to help the College of Business and campus overall?
Well, it goes back to, if students are your passion, it could be engaging with students. I think there's a lot of variety of ways to engage with the college. I think I've had the opportunity to meet with a few of our college advisory boards And that's great because an area or a department or a program can ask the members of their board sort of whether it's feedback on curriculum, feedback on innovation, feedback on next steps. So I think some of that more pointed strategic development can really be helpful. I'm also hoping that we can work with our College of Business and other alums to, have some fun as well, right? Do some networking, get to know each other. I know that you're looking for that. And I think, may we all have the day where we can gather and maybe whether it's hiking the incline or doing a tour across campus or some sort of fun activity. I think there's opportunities for both.
Yeah, we're very excited, looking forward to the day when we can invite alumni back to campus for tours and show them all the great programs and people who are on campus. I want to give you a few minutes for any closing thoughts. And you had one more question come in that I don't know if you want to weave into your closing thoughts.
Okay.
But maybe how you would like to connect and interact with alumni to hear their thoughts and opinions. But give us your closing thoughts.
Sure. Well, it's sort of a funny environment in that I'm sort of talking out there without, the feedback. So in terms of ways to engage or give us that feedback, we're actually in the process of, and I know your office is as well, sending out some surveys to alumni. So I know there's a general campus alumni survey, and we're going to be doing our own survey as well. So that's really a great opportunity for you to think about providing that feedback. And then go to the College of Business website, of course, and think about, as you want to engage, what looks like the best path to connect.
Great. Anything else?
No, just thank you to everybody for being on this call today. I look forward to meeting you one way or another. We will continue to have opportunities to connect, whether it's an open forum with community members. We're going to be looking at doing a little bit of sort of blended program at our downtown campus as well. So it's to be continued for sure.
Thank you, Dean Markel, for being with us, spending your time with alumni and friends, and for your passion for UCCS and your fresh eyes. We're really excited to have you here on campus.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care, everyone.